Hello tarot lovers and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth and on this channel we talk about building your spiritual confidence so you can listen to your intuition and read your tarot cards with ease. And today we are going to be talking about the Lovers card, number 6 in the Major Arcana, Reimagined. So we're going to be looking at several different decks. We're going to be looking at before tarot, after tarot. We're going to be looking at tarot of the new vision, in between tarot, and vice versa tarot, which is 5 decks, actually 6 decks, along with the Rider-Waite-Smith card here, and looking at the different interpretations of this card in order for you to have a deeper understanding of the card in terms of coming up with your own understanding and meaning. So let's spin the camera around and have a look at these cards and have some fun about understanding how these cards all link together. I'll see you in a moment. Let's spin the camera around. So let's have a look at these cards. Now you can see here I've got my traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck here. Then we've got before tarot, after tarot, tarot of the new vision, in between tarot, and vice versa tarot. And each one of these cards is giving an interpretation of what's going on in the Lovers card, the Rider-Waite-Smith Lovers card. And I just love looking at these all together. If you want to know more about the decks, I did do a big review right at the very beginning of each one of the decks I'm using, so I won't go into that now. But if you're interested in seeing those decks, I will link you to the playlist. And if you watch the first video, it shows all of the decks. And of course, there are links in the description box to go across to my Amazon store and to pick up your copy of any of the decks that you think look interesting. And of course, if you make a purchase from the links in the comments, I get a small commission, which helps to support the work that I do and helps to support my channel. Of course, you can also subscribe to my newsletter list. That's also down in the description box to make sure that you get reminders about all of my videos that I'm doing and all of the training that I do, and you get lots of goodies. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notifications bell, because that really helps my YouTube channel to grow. So let's have a look. Now, I'm not going to go into deep detail about the Lovers card because I've done a video, which I'll link, that goes very deeply into the symbolism of this card. But this is a card, it is reminiscent of the story of Adam and Eve, this idea of life and innocence or experience and knowledge. And so you've got here, you can see the woman has eaten the apple from the tree of life. And beautifully, Adam is stepping across, from the tree of knowledge. What am I saying? So Eve has eaten the apple from the tree of knowledge. The snake has said, hey, baby, I've got something pretty cool here. And she said, oh, yeah, that'd be a good idea. And I do think if I was her, in fact, if I was anyone, you'd want to know, there's this desire to know that I think is inside all of us. So she falls to the ground. She eats the apple. She falls to the ground in shock. And Adam reaches out to her to help her up, and they then stand together. After tarot, so that's before tarot. So this idea of coming together as a couple, coming together and creating that balance between innocence and experience, masculine and feminine, you know, that's more that the stronger, more powerful energy of driving forward, and the softer energy of stepping back and being more reflective. Then you see here in After Tarot, she passes the apple to Adam. So she says, hey, Adam, get a load of this. You know, that tree of life's all very good, but, you know, you kind of need to know what's going on. And you can see the angel Gabriel here. Isn't it interesting? She's holding a sword. Now, the Lover's card is a card that is of the element air, and we know swords represent air, and we know in tarot swords represent speak your truth, be in your clarity. And so you see here the lovers are stepping out into the world. After Tarot here, they turn around and they look at the world that's before them. They look at what's consciously there for them to explore. They look at perhaps what they've created. And we look from the back of the card, because they've turned around and through and see what Adam and Eve are looking at. Then we look at, this is in between tarot. So this is the card that takes us in a transition from the Lover's card to the next card, which is the Chariot here. And of course, we're nearly up to the Chariot. It's the next card I'm going to be talking about in this series, both for symbolism and also for the Tarot Reimagined. And here you can see that the lovers have created a life for themselves. They have a child. They have progressed from where they were at the beginning. And this wheel here, and you can see it's partially on the card and partially off the card, that's about symbolizing, where are we going? How are we going to drive our lives forward? What are we going to do? So going again into that masculine energy, so it's on this side of the card, and stepping out into the world is what this card represents. Then we've got Vice Versa Tarot, and I always find Vice Versa Tarot very interesting. So Vice Versa Tarot, this is the Lover's card, and you have two sides of the card. The idea being that when you're reading, whatever face falls down is the one that you would be reading. So you essentially get, when you buy Vice Versa Tarot, you get a double deck actually. So if we look at this side, and again, there's no right or wrong. There's kind of like, there's no first side that you start with. I just happened to put it down like this. So I thought, okay, well, this is the side we're going to read first. So you've got a blending of energy. So traditionally, black is female energy and white is masculine energy. But she's wearing the mask of feminine energy, and he's wearing the mask of masculine energy. So it's this idea, and they've held hands. So there's this joining of their energy together, which is a beautiful representation of the card actually, because when I did the symbolism of this card, I talked a lot about the blending of energy, and that the symbolism behind this card really lends itself towards that idea. So you've got the Tree of Knowledge and the Tree of Life behind them, and they've stepped together. This card is in daylight, which, if you think about it, is white light or masculine energy. We then turn the card over. We're in the darkness, which of course is masculine energy. And again, the couple have turned around. They've swapped sides, which is another way of mingling energy. And you see here that you've got the symbol of Mercury. Silver is traditionally, from memory, masculine energy, and gold is traditionally feminine energy. So you've got the flasks of energy above them. And it's really a card about the mixing of that energy. And I suspect the idea is thinking that this is perhaps a little bit more going into that space of the feminine side of that blending of energy, as distinct from if you're reading, and this card came over, which is the more masculine side of the blending of that energy, which would be really interesting if you're doing a relationship reading, to have a, you know, to see whether that card came out and what side the card arrived at in the spread and who you were reading for. I've not used any of these decks for reading. I've really bought them for teaching, and I've done sort of a brief look at them to start, because we were going to go through them all one at a time. So once you've watched the whole series of these videos, you will have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decks all the way through. So that is, you can see here, she has the symbol of water on her back. The man has the symbol of air. Air is more of an action element. Water, of course, is our emotional element. And yet she is white, which of course is the masculine energy. He is black, which is the feminine energy. And you can just see their masks. If you look really closely, they're still wearing them, which of course gives that blending of the energy of both of them. So yes, so that is the Lover's card. I hope that helped you to open up the meaning of the card a little bit more. It's a card I really enjoy, I have to say, and I've just filmed the symbolism for this particular card, and I enjoyed every moment of it. So that's it from me for today. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.